cake. Ooh, cookies, pie, cobbler. So many recipes, so many cookbooks.
So this next recipe, we're going to be using about 1/4 cup of chopped onions, and those are green onions from my garden. About 1 cup of crushed crackers. It was supposed to be in the buttery crackers. I'm using what I have. I'm all for that. We're going to add a 1/3 cup of milk to this. And of course, 1 roll of hamburger meat to this. What are we making? We are making sweet and sour meatloaf. So going to add 1/4 cup of ketchup to this. We're also going to add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and 1 egg. And of course, I'm going to get all that ketchup out of there. And then I'm going to get in with my hands and mix this all together. And yes, maybe a little bit of the hamburger meat is frozen, but it'll be alright. So the recipe says to form a loaf, which meatloaf, duh. You could either form the loaf and put it in a ungreased 13 by 9 inch pan, or you could do and put it in a loaf pan. I am using my copper pan that has a lift out insert in there, and it's ungreased. So now we need to bake it for about 40 minutes, I do believe, at 350. Double check my recipe. Oh, 45 minutes. Sorry about that. So my oven tends to heat cook faster, bake faster. So it will probably be 35 somewhere minutes in there for my oven, since I bake in a toaster oven. So now for the sweet and sour part. I got about 1 cup of crushed pineapple, including the juice. I had to buy a 20-ounce can. They do not make an 8-ounce can anymore, at least at Walmart, at our local Walmart. We're going to add 1/2 cup of ketchup, and you're supposed to add the ketchup with onions and everything in it, which, you know what, onions have, most ketchup does have that anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get me a spatula to get all that yummy goodness. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to our pineapple mixture. This will be our topping. So, and then we got 1 more ingredient for our sauce. That next ingredient is 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. So we're going to mix this up, and I'll be right back. So we need to now mix our sauce up and stir it frequently, well, constantly, and bring it to a boil and cook it until it starts to thicken. And then we are going to be putting this on top of our meatloaf and then baking the meatloaf a little bit more longer. So we're going to stir this, continue stirring this until it starts to thicken. So basically, stir it once it really starts boiling, and then stir it, let it cook it, stir it occasionally until it boils, and then stir it constantly until it starts to thicken. One of these days I get the recipe right. Oh, and if FYI, if any of you companies would love to sponsor me in a video, I feel free to do so. I would love to sponsor some kind of cooking company or something of that nature. Long as the recipes are from scratch. So now we want to spread our pineapple topping sauce on top of, after it's baked, our meatloaf has baked for about 40 minutes. Now, after we put our topping on, now we got to let it bake for another 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to close my oven and we're going to bake it for another 15 to 20 minutes.